guys, welcome to Music Business Today.
Hi guys, thanks for coming back. We've got some great stories for you today. Justin Bieber, Abercrombie and Finch, and Willie Nelson's in the headlines. We'll see you soon.
Bandwidth for today's show is brought to you by SoftLayer.com. We love SoftLayer here at Talkapolis. They are the greatest hosting company ever. They make everything easy. Check out their website at SoftLayer.com. Thanks again for sponsoring the show.
Talkapolis, the social media TV network for your city.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Kane Harrison.
And I'm Tara Tinsley.
We're going to start off with some Kardashian news, as we always do, it seems, in these days. Kanye West is going to ask her to marry him. So they've just had the baby, which by all reports it's called North, which is weird.
That's a weird name, but honestly, celebrities nowadays, they name their kids the weirdest things. I don't know why.
I know, and we really mistakenly reported a couple of days ago that we thought that the child's name was, I think, Cadence, and we kind of thought that was half normal considering. Yeah. And then this, so we're wrong, I know, but the other thing I don't understand, I thought she was still married technically.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure. Don't divorces take a little bit longer to?
Well, I just think the other dude won't give her a divorce, so I think I'm certain that you can't get married when you're already married. But who knows, Kanye lives in this weirdo world where he thinks he can do anything he wants.
That is really true.
So we'll keep you posted. Obviously, they'll always be in the news and there'll always be stuff to talk about when it comes to these two. Mostly nonsense we don't care about. So we'll move on to someone else we don't care a whole lot about, and that is Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber has been a real little ass lately, to be honest, and he's caused so much trouble in his own neighbourhood. The 19-year-old is reportedly being investigated by LAPD for speeding through his gated Los Angeles community over Memorial Day weekend. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I guess they reported that he's been driving like 100 miles per hour through the neighborhood.
Yeah, he was treating it like a racetrack. I mean, I think Usher gave him some sort of Lamborghini at some stage, and he's racing around the whole neighborhood. But there's some other, well-known celebrities too. And one of the basketballers came over like 6'11", 100, and was like, "Listen, Bieber, you better slow it down." And the cops were called then too. So he's in a bunch of trouble. I kind of hope that they rein him in before it gets to the point where he's just gonna go off the rails celebrity style, because it sort of feels like he's teetering on that point, don't you think?
I really do, and he's young enough to like really go off the edge without any wisdom behind him, you know? But
well, I mean, driving the car through a neighborhood like that, something bad's going to happen for sure.
Yeah.
This is a pretty amazing story. Fill us in.
Well, Abercrombie and Fitch had a shirt in their stores that said, "More boyfriends than TS, Taylor Swift." And we all know that she's probably had many boyfriends, based on her songs anyway. Well, a fan called Abercrombie and raised so much, I guess, hell about it, that they pulled it from the stores.
It's pretty incredible. I mean, so essentially Abercrombie and Fitch, massive. So everyone knows who they are. They've got such a massive teenage market. They sort of go for that market of, I would say, 14 through to about 22-ish, 23. Yeah. Kind of West Coast-ish in a way, but sort of upper market. But that is exactly Taylor's target market, I would say also. So they, made a terrible mistake, I would suggest. But how incredible that someone in the music industry could have such an impact on a brand like that. And obviously they think that it's going to affect their sales so much by pulling it, because usually a big brand like Abercrombie and Fitch will just say, well, too bad. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it's pretty incredible. We'll put a picture of the T-shirt up. And, it's just crazy, some of these things that cause such a big fuss.
Well, I mean, people who wear it, it's kind of like saying, hey, I've had more boyfriends than Taylor Swift. I'm pretty much a slut, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Because, how many boyfriends has she had?
More boyfriends, less number ones.
Yeah, there you go. That would be kind of clever and cute.
That'd be better. That'd be definitely better.
Yeah.
Someone who actually is a fantastic songwriter and actually has had a lot of number ones is Willie Nelson. And he continues his support for American families and farming families in particular with his Farm Aid, which has gone on for a longest time. And I'm sure, I think from memory, that they go to a bunch of different places and do this to try and raise some awareness. They've got a bunch of stars coming out this time, which is scheduled for September 21st. And it's in Saratoga Springs this time. Casey Musgraves, who's just like...
amazing.
But skyrocketed, you know what I mean? And rightly so, she's fantastic. But
oh my gosh.
she's just jumped onto all these tours and is doing a fantastic job. Jack Johnson and Amos Lee. So it's kind of like I think when this first started, it was a little more country orientated, but they've sort of like crossed over now. So, which is cool. I mean, raised more than $43 million.
I know, that's so good, especially for farmers, you know. I mean, there's this song by James Wesley called Thank a Farmer, and it brings tears to my eyes listening to it because you don't realize, you know, the work that goes into your food, and if they didn't exist, we wouldn't eat, you know?
It's so true, but I think one of the cool things, I mean, except for the expense, is that we are becoming more and more aware of organic products, sustainability, and all those different things, shopping locally. So I think kids are becoming more aware of the fact that an apple doesn't come from the supermarket and milk actually comes from a cow and all those different things. And, you know, I know that from an Australian perspective, Jamie Oliver had so much to do with that in Australia, and I know he has had to do a lot to do with it here in America. He's fantastic. So I think the more awareness we can bring to how hard, you know, where the food comes from, how hard people work to be able to put it on our table, then, you know, as we see with stuff like this, it spills through and we give them a lot of support. Someone else who's been around for longer than Willie Nelson, which is outstanding to begin with. Because Willie Nelson seems like he's been 80 for about 40 years.
I know.
He's always looked like that. It was like he came out with pigtails and wrinkles. It's just incredible. Behold this little man. But little Jimmy Dickens has had some treatment on his vocal cords. He's still going strong. He's 92 years old.
That's amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I know Brad Paisley, like him and Brad Paisley have a really cool relationship.
Yeah.
And Brad's always looked up to him so much, and he's such a massive part of the Opry. He joined the cast of the Opry in 1948.
Wow.
I know.
That's amazing. And he's still around. I mean, can you imagine that?
It's just incredible that you can, well, I mean, he's not as relevant. He's more of an icon nowadays for sure, but just to have, I mean, I see a picture of him here in his nudie suit, which was with what looks like a Gibson guitar and his cowboy hat on. It's everything that country music was in 1948, and he still is like a living monument to it, I guess. He was also inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1983. So, you know, from the Talkapolis aspect, we wish little Jimmy Dickens all the best in his recovery and hope that everything's fine, he pulls through and we keep seeing him making appearances with Brad Paisley popping up everywhere and all that sort of stuff. But you wanted to do a local shout out, which we always have a little local Nashville spotlight shout out, so...
Yeah, well, I want to give a shout out to Dallas Davidson. Last week, June 18th, actually, he got his 15th #1 with the song Boys Round Here by Blake Shelton. So that's pretty badass.
Yeah, and so tell us a bit more about Dallas. Like, he's been in the Nashville scene for a little while.
Yeah.
Obviously one of those guys who has just worked and worked and worked and worked and worked to get to the point where he's kind of almost a go-to man for Blake.
Yeah, I mean, he's a go-to man for a lot of people now. I mean, he's had a lot of #1s, a lot of cuts.
Yeah.
He's all about working hard and also, I think, having a little fun, too. But it's all about just sticking to your guns and following your dreams and not giving up on it, you know. And once you get there, just keep working at it, you know. And be a good hang. Be someone that, you know, people want to write with and, you know, that they learn from you and you learn from them.
Definitely, that's great advice. And I think also, it's once you get that bit of a track record, you're dead right, things start to snowball. And it always sort of seems like these people rise together. Don't you think they get their little group together and they kind of all write? And it's a really cool little Nashville environment, you know, for us to experience. And for those people who haven't been to Nashville, it's a cool place to be for that sort of stuff. But that's about all we've got time for on Music Business today. Don't forget to check us out. You're probably looking at us on Facebook right now, but we have a talkapolis.com, which you can check out. You can check out our personal pages, and we're on Twitter to keep up with everything. Send us a little shout out. We also have, which I have right here, you wouldn't believe it, even open so we can all see. Come on, Aaron, point at this for a second. And this is our app, which you can't sort of see, but on the iPhone it works really kind of cool. But it works really cool. You can see all our shows on it, so we'll put some links up for that too. But thanks so much, guys, for hanging around, and we will see you tomorrow.